in the Pacific Northwest as we get set for football at Lumen Field here in the Soto District of Seattle. Coming up is a rematch of that memorable Super Bowl 49 between the New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as these guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Rodgers tapping this forward on the jet sweep. And that is the kind of tackling they want to see all game as he'll lose yardage to start things out. 2nd and 11 now. To throw is Rodgers. And that'll be incomplete.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
Little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11. Now it's Rodgers. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. That's a 3rd down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play. Well, on 3rd down, he wanted to go to one of his most dependable targets, and that's who he found, his tight end there, to pick up the first, Charles.
And you used the proper word there, dependable, and sometimes spectacular, because tight ends nowadays, they can do it all. But they're the guys you trust, especially across the middle of the field where there's traffic. He delivers, and they pick up nice yardage.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. The Seahawks at 5-3 now on the year. And they were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset.
And he goes down. It's a Patriot sack. Matthew Judon in there to take him down.
He only gave them an instant to react. It was a classic case of if you blink, you missed him. Off of the line and to the quarterback in just a couple of seconds. Running back only had a moment to react and attempt to throw a block.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. And Walker with it over the middle. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. Well, we know he can run the football too, but he's a good pass catcher. That's been on display here, Charles, on this opening drive.
And we certainly have seen the benefits of what he did in the offseason, which was spend more time with wide receivers, working on routes, working on cuts, in order to make himself a more complete running back and even more of a threat downfield.
And he's going to be down at the 35, gain of 7.
And good yardage there on 1st down, because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get one key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively, or it could have gone for more.
From the 35 on 2nd down, Rodgers, he lets it fly for Lockett. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Seahawks will jump on top of the game's first score here this afternoon. But Charles, here in their opening series, they said they had certain plays scripted for certain players. That looked like a well-designed play to get one of their top targets involved.
Yeah, let's face it, Brandon. A player of his talent is a problem for any opponent to defend, and we saw it right there. They tried to deny an open lane to him. He still applied the coverage and scored the only touchdown. Good luck trying to figure out how to defend him as this game moves on.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Throwing to start the drive. Shelton. That's swung out wide to Harris. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
They'll run with a former member of the Crimson Tide, Damian Harris. And the defense closes quickly there. He'll get maybe a yard to the 33. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he will have the first down, but he winds up paying for it pretty good. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Back to throw. Shelton. He's going to look deep down the field. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Almost feels like anything you can do, we're going to try and match or do better. We've already seen 1 touchdown pass from the opposition. They tried to equal it on that throw.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down. Well, this defense for the Seahawks, they were terrific a week ago in that win over Detroit.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Jake Bailey on now to punt here on 4th down. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. This is brought in at the 21. It's a 40-yard punt, 6 yards on the return, and it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Sitting in 1st place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them kind of has some extra importance.
It certainly does, because if they can get the win here and pad their lead a bit or at least keep pace, then they can really kick their feet up and say a job well done at this point and not have to worry about ball at all until they're back in their facility, back in their meeting room, getting ready for the next game.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run it and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean, or else they just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
They'll try for the first with Walker, and he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Patriots take over. The Pats at the line, ready to go. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive.
Pass to Henry is intercepted.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, CD, that's a huge play by this defense in a close ball game. I think he was trying to just extend the play. They're getting outside the pocket, but he throws a costly pick six.
Yeah, he's trying to find someone open. You're exactly right. He wasn't looking to run. He was looking to throw. The result, not good for him. They were more than happy on the defensive side to gather that one in and take it to the house.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. On the return, Marcus Jones from the end zone. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Here comes the blitz as they look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it. And that'll fall incomplete.
Well, good completions on first and second down. It certainly seems like a reflection of what we've seen so far in this game. The defense, trying to the punch so far. Let's see if they can get something going here on third down.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Looking to throw. Shelton. And that is incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'm guaranteed he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Fielded just inside the 30. A good return there, 17 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
From just shy of midfield, Rodgers. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Oh, I saw this one with defensive eyes because even as he escaped the pocket and bought time, the coverage stayed tight. Nothing broke down. Throwing it away, that was his only option.
He finds his man complete. It's Stevenson. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots' 24-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Walker now on 1st and 10. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. From the 22, Rodgers. This one goes underneath to Walker. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up first and goal.
They certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball, possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Kind of a fine line when you're setting up the screen. You don't want to throw it too early and have the defense react too quickly. And you definitely don't want to throw it too late. And that way it's not formed perfectly. Got to make sure you hit it just right.
Rodgers throwing quickly out wide. Touchdown, Seahawks. Tyler Lockett. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Seahawks take a 3-touchdown lead. Point after here coming up. And it is now 21-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Taken at the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
The Patriots take over first and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Pats at the line, ready to go.
Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that'll be incomplete. The flag was down, so they took a shot, thinking it's on the defense. Let's see. So the penalty certainly helps them out as they come up on 2nd and 5. To throw. Shelton. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have now allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Looking to throw. Shelton. That's going to be caught. It's Jacoby Myers. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Back to throw again. It's Myers again with another catch. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a 2nd and short. Off the play fake. Shelton. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
An excellent play there, CD, on the pick 6. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they went standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just want to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did, and came through with a big-time pick 6.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Here's Jones to bring it out of the end zone. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Pats at the line, ready to go. Well, things for them, just to put it bluntly, man, it has been tough sledding here in the first half, facing that big deficit. The clock is dwindling now. Maybe if they can get something on the board here before intermission, they'll have at least a little momentum heading into the second half.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Back to throw. Shelton. And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI. So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the football, and sometimes you're there too soon.
On first down, Shelton. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Jamal Adams on the safety blitz, too fast to handle. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. The final shot before break. Shelton.
And that'll be complete to Stevenson.
So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaughan. The Patriots trailing here, but they will have the football first as the third quarter is underway.
Oh, the return is Jones from the end zone.
And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained. Maybe.
And he's going to be intercepted for the third time thus far. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football.
That one is going to sting. First play of the third quarter and a turnover.
And you have to know that at halftime, they spent a lot of time going through their checklist of what they wanted to accomplish to start this third quarter. Turning it over like this was not on that list.
Not at all. And you come out of the locker room trailing, so that first drive to establish momentum is very key.
Crucial.
So after the INT, it's Rodgers. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. Touchdown! DK Metcalf, 42 yards.
And the Seahawks are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
No problem there on the extra point. And that makes this 35-0 now. Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Here's Jones to bring it out of the end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
The Pats at the line, ready to go.
Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. Or win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on first and second down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
On 3rd down, Shelton. He's going to air one out. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Tariq Woolen picks it. And the Seahawks force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. He'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they can actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
He finds his man, complete. It's Stevenson. They had a good job on the tackle there as they get him down shy of the first on the 35-yard strike. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. This is taken at the 23. A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Pats at the line, ready to go.
The disparity in this game, it just seems to grow with each possession here, Charles. They are really struggling. They have not put up a single point, and on the other side, the points keep piling up and up and up.
So you know the frustration level has to be rising, right? So they've got to find a way to quell that, because otherwise they certainly won't get anything done in this one. Keep diving deeper into the offensive playbook. The bottom line is,
and my goodness, another interception. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, I mean, you get it. They're trying to make something happen here in this third quarter, CD, but I don't think a pick six is exactly what they had in mind.
No, not at all, because this offense, they've been stuck all game long. Haven't dented the scoreboard yet, and they're kind of forced to take a few chances here, and that one, they're fired in a big way.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. The Pats at the line, ready to go.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
Again, it's Harris on 2nd down. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. Well, that loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5.
I think this running game, or shall I say, lack of one, is making this defense look better than what they really are.
It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Shelton. And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up. The Patriots send out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. Fielded just inside the 20. A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Throwing is Rodgers.
Now, quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
Here's Rodgers. It's caught. Lockett. And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Pats at the line, ready to go. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. This one winding toward a conclusion. And how would you assess how the secondary has played?
Well, we just saw them take another shot downfield that was incomplete, correct?
Correct.
So my assessment is that if anyone's played really well in this game, it's been the secondary. That was the latest example.
Yeah, they've been solid. Really, the whole defense has been solid. Still pitching a shutout. Now left side on the swing pass. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
That's a nice design there. But sometimes, though, you get so many blockers out ahead of you, they kind of slow you down and force you to adjust. You always appreciate guys trying to help you. And maybe one less there could have turned this into a bigger game.
And now here's another interception.
And the Seahawks are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
Yet another mistake after the interception there. And, gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down.
Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
The Pats are going to get there. Down he goes. And now that brings up 4th down there. A loss of 6 yards on the sack. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And he gets it away. A directional kick going toward the sideline. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. The Pats at the line, ready to go.
At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the 4th quarter, facing the big deficit. What silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny, I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this scenario, like what feels good to you and what feels good to your team. You're down big. You really have like one possession left, and you're trying to put points on the board that don't matter, but do they? And he told me they actually do matter. And in this situation, he's going to try and run the best offense he can run to have at least a little bit of confidence to take away from that game. So right now, they're going to try their best to get something up on the board and not get shut out.
Now after the false start, here's 2nd and 7. They'll try the right side with Harris. And he'll take this to about the 24, a gain of 3. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he's got his target, Harris. There he goes left side. 20, 10, 5, and he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. The point after is good as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. From the 6. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And this crowd has certainly liked what they've seen. Their guys fully expected to win it. Now look out, Rodgers lost the football. But I believe a Seahawk was able to get a handle on this, so this will remain Seattle ball. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. On 2nd down, it's Walker. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense, as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. And the Seahawks are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. Well, CD, that helps the home team as they try to erase this deficit, give them the penalty for pass interference on the defense.
Yeah, and they certainly haven't been happy with what they've seen so far, have they? They're certainly hoping that call now might get the fans back into this one.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Rodgers throwing here. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. And the Pats are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Now they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That was a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other. But it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball, and I think the ball's out, and the Seahawks have picked it up. And he's got some space here inside the 20. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. And I don't know that fumble's going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the 4th, it doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help him improve.
And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. To throw, it's Rodgers. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up the secondary. Get clinic on how to attack the defense and take them out of the game.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Pats at the line, ready to go.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing again. Shelton.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. They're going to come through this play and get the series back on track with a completion for enough yards for a first down.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Looking to throw. Shelton. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Throwing left side, it's complete.